Hello friends. In this video, I will be discussing regarding topology. So you see, these are a really abstract subject of mathematics, belonging to pure mathematics, and I will be discussing them not in a completely exhaustive way, but the basic. I will basically try that this helps us in giving an overview that will be required in various cases. These subjects are required heavily in general relativity, in cases of even various in particle physics. These are also required in electromagnetism. They are required in as Lie algebra, Lie derivatives, and all those things. They are required in understanding symmetry groups. They are required in quantum mechanics, quantum field theory. Further, they are required like the Lie algebras are required heavily in understanding symmetries. They are also required in understanding higher dimensional spaces. They are required in understanding conformal field theory. They are required in understanding even the measure theory that will also be discussed later in this course structure. So let's start. So the basic point is that why we would like to study topology is to get an abstract understanding of what happens around us. So generally we always try to see the world around us. So if you think about your RD, the three dimensional world, we generally think of the world as like this. So we say, well, R3 means you have an axis and you can go. But you see where this axis is. So I can define R3 as saying that it's a collection of X, Y, Z, where each of them are can be chosen in whatever wish we like from the real numbers. So you can choose points from the real line and choose 3 points completely independent of one another, and they will lie in R3, and all possible choice will be a set. You will have a set. You will put points X, Y, Z, and then you will say, well, that's my RD. So that's the point. The point is RD viewed as a set doesn't have these arrows. I mean, the definition of these arrows doesn't even make sense when you say, well, RD is a set of three real numbers collected together. So even R2, you say that, well, 2 dimension is a plane, 3 dimension is this space that we live in, the 4 dimension equipped with proper metric gives us space time. But what are these things? Like in the most crude form, they are just elements of set. They are just a set. So you see, the very definition of set requires something called as ZFC set theory. There are some Zumelo-Franklin axioms which needs to be satisfied for something to be a set. Not everything can be regarded as a collection, but anyway, we will not start from there. I will refer to your intuition of what a set is to understand this thing. So you see, so we start from set. So you see, R3, R4, what is a circle, you ask now. Now you see, when we say circle, you could remember that like a circle, but a circle is primarily a collection of points which are equidistant from a given point. But the very definition of what a distance is doesn't belong to set. I mean, when I give you a set, I don't say, well, this is the distance. So everything starts from set, and then we build up over the set structure. We give something called as a structure to the set. Topology is one of those crudest structure possible. So let's see the definition. So let M be some set, then a choice. So these are important. Then a choice of from this set you can create a power set, which is the set of all subsets. I will discuss it with examples. So then a choice, then choosing some of the sets from the power set of a set is a topology if that choice includes the null set, the entire set, and intersection given two sets belonging to that topology, their intersection belong to the topology, and arbitrary union of sets belongs. So given, like you have several sets, C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, all belonging in the topology, the union over the entire index alpha C1, C2, C3, that also needs to belong to the topology. So these are the four set of rules that any set must satisfy for it to be called as a topology. So topology is nothing but a structure over a set where you choose sets that belong to the power set. So let's see what is a power set. So given M, so I will just see it here. So let M be 1, 2. So given this, don't look at this right now. So null set 1, 2, 1, 2. So you see, this is called a power set. So given a set, all possible subset of that set collected together in a set is called a power set. So this is the power set of M, and any power set, the cardinality. So this is very important. Given a set, the only structure that a set has, so the only structure that it has is what is the number of element in the set. That is called the cardinality of the set. So given 1, 2, this has 2 elements, and cardinality of the power set is always 2 power cardinality of the set. So this is the what it means to be a set, what it means to be a power set. Now the topology is a choice of certain sets from the power set. So let's see. So you see, let M be 1, 2, 3. So and let's define the topology to be just the null set that always belongs to the power set, as I showed here. The null set belongs. So the null set has no elements in it, and M be 1, 2, 3. So this is a set that has only the null set and the set itself, and this is called a chaotic topology. So the choice of such a topology such that only the null set and the set itself belongs is called a chaotic topology. Why is this a topology? Let's quickly see. So you see, in this, look at this set. In this set, does the null set belong to the set? Yes, it belongs. Does the set itself belong? Yes, it belongs. Just does the intersection belong? The intersection of a null set with any set is the null set itself, so it belongs. Does the unions belong? So union of a null set with any set is the entire set, the set that you have. So U union null set is just U, for U being any set. So that means the union also belongs, and this is a topology. Such a choice of topology is always possible. Given any set M, you can always create this topology, and this is called the chaotic topology, and this is not useful at all. The next topology that we have is that the discrete topology. These are just names. I give a name to the topology. So the discrete topology is the collection of the entire power set itself. You see, this is the minimum possible topology that one can give, and this is the maximum. I mean, you see, the intuitively you can understand that. So you see, given M as 1, 2, 3, you can choose either to take only the null set and the set M, or you can choose to take all the possible power sets. So as the cardinality is 3, so it will be 8 elements. So this topology will have 8 elements in it. Now let's look at a non-trivial topology. This topology has these elements, you can see. So each of these elements belong to the power set. You can check that. And you see the null set belongs to the set. The entire set where M is this, that belongs to the set. Now let's see. So given two sets, I need to show that the intersection belongs. Let's pick up any two set. Let this be the set. The intersection is 1 belongs, and the union also belongs. Union of these two set is this. You can verify that it happens for each of them, and hence this is also a topology. So you see why topology is a choice and not the choice is important, because you can have a lot of possible, like I can have many more like this, but these two will always be there. These two will always be there. That is the chaotic one and discrete one. Either you choose everything or you choose the least possible. So that's one of the definitions, and I hope this is clear. Moving on, now we will define something called as a standard topology. So now, as I said, the chaotic topology and the discrete topology will always belong to being proper topology, but they are not important. They are not useful most of the times. So standard topology is a topology that can be given to any R dimension. So Rd is the collection of so it's a tuple that has d entries, and each of the entries you can fill real numbers, and then you can give, so these are all. So now you can give a proper nice topology for Rd, such that is very useful. This is the most important topology that can be given. This is called the standard topology. So how do you define the standard topology? So for defining the standard topology, you first define something called as open balls. So you see, for given a point x, so point x that belongs to Rd, you can define a ball of radius r, which is defined as collecting all points from the point x such that they are at a distance less than r. So you see, I am not including the points that are equal to r. I am not including them. So intuitively what this means is that if you think of the 3 dimension, so you have a point, and then you have a notion of what a distance is, that is given whenever you have a metric. So you have a notion of distance, and then you collect all the points which are inside this ball. So every point is bagged in this set except the point that lie at the boundary. So these are called balls. You can intuitively see why this is called ball, and why it has this criteria has to do with the fact that this defines a norm. So that's a lot of structure I am asking for, but for now just think of this in the intuition that you have of what a ball means. So given this, now you have defined what balls are. Now you say, what is that standard topology? Well, standard topology as it itself is a set. So standard topology is a set, you see, it is a subset of the power set. So it contains only those set such that if a set belongs in the standard topology, then for all points inside the set there exists a R belonging to a positive such that you can find a small ball that completely lies within it. So what this means is that so you see, suppose I draw this. This is suppose R2. The complete intuition without knowing was what these arrows are. But suppose this is R2. Now I ask you, let me pick up this set. Does this set belong to the standard topology? So what this set means is that all the points inside the sets are included, but the points at the boundary are not included. So now what this criteria says is that for every point you check that does there exist a radius within which all the points surrounding that point belongs completely within the set in question. So you see, this is the set in question. So well, this point belongs because I can find a R, a positive R. So I can go even here. I can go even here, even because the boundary doesn't belong. I can just lie close to the boundary, but we know that as we have a real line, I can find a radius very, very small, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1 even possible, such that the ball will entirely lie inside. And then I can say that, well, this belongs in the topology standard. This belongs in the standard topology. So this is the definition of which sets comprises of a standard topology, and giving which set comprises the standard topology completely specifies the topology. This I hope intuitively is quite clear, and I will leave it at that. So there are examples, like you see a real line, given a real line, the real line, you see, if you have 0, any open set, here the ball will be defined as a small line segment that you can find. So I think that's it for this video. I hope what is a topology, the notion is clear. In the next video I will take up on the standard topology part again. So that's all.